Throughout history, the paranormal has been a source of both fear and fascination. But what happens when these supernatural encounters cross over into reality? Tonight, we dive into the bone-chilling experiences of those who have come face to face with the unknown. These are terrifying encounters with the paranormal, uncovered. Scene 1. It all began in this quiet, unassuming neighborhood, where one family's life was turned upside down by an entity they could not explain. The Stevens family moved into their new home, unaware of the horror that awaited them. At first, it was small things, objects misplaced, strange noises in the dead of night. But soon, the unexplainable became undeniable. The mother, Claire, would turn off the lights, only to find them flickering back on. At first, they thought it was faulty wiring, but when their young son began to wake up screaming in the middle of the night, claiming that someone was standing in his room, they realized something far darker was at play. Scene 2. One night, Claire was jolted awake by the sound of footsteps echoing through the hallway. She assumed it was her son, but when she checked his room, he was sound asleep. As she returned to her bed, a loud crash erupted from the kitchen. She entered the kitchen, her heart racing, only to find every cabinet door wide open. Pots and pans were scattered across the floor. But as she bent down to pick them up, she felt a cold breath on the back of her neck. Scene 3. Meanwhile, miles away in a remote town, another family experienced a terror of their own. The Johnsons had just moved into their isolated cabin in the woods, excited to escape the hustle and bustle of the city. But what they found in the forest was something far more sinister. Late one night, they heard a series of strange knocks on the walls of their cabin. At first, they thought it was an animal, but when the knocks turned into scratching sounds, long, drawn-out claws against wood, they realized they were not alone. The scratching grew louder, more frantic, as if something was trying to get inside. They locked every door and window, but the sounds only grew closer, until they were coming from the very walls around them. Scene 4. But perhaps the most terrifying encounter happened inside an abandoned asylum. A group of paranormal investigators seeking to uncover the truth behind the building's dark history spent the night there, only to encounter something they could never have imagined. As they explored the basement, they began hearing disembodied voices, faint at first, but growing louder and more threatening. Then a door slammed shut behind them, locking them inside. The temperature dropped drastically, and a thick mist began to creep along the floor. One by one, the team members began to feel an oppressive weight on their chests, as if something unseen was pressing down on them. And then they saw it. A dark, shadowy figure looming at the end of the hallway. The figure moved closer, slowly at first, before rushing toward them with terrifying speed. Panicked, they ran, but no matter where they turned, the shadow seemed to follow, always just inches away. Scene 5. They managed to escape with their lives, but the experience left them shaken. To this day, they refuse to speak about what happened in that asylum, except to say one thing. Whatever was inside those walls, it wasn't human, and it's still there, waiting for its next victim. From haunted homes to cursed forests and forgotten asylums, these encounters with the paranormal serve as a reminder that some places hold secrets far darker than we can comprehend. And sometimes, when we uncover them, we wish we hadn't. If these terrifying encounters chilled you to the bone, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more hair-raising tales. And remember, the next time you hear something go bump in the night, you might not be alone.